Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, and I'm hanging backstage at the TD Bank North Garden. Welcome to WAAF.com. And in a few minutes, we're going to sit down with James Hetfield from Metallica. Check this place out. This is Metallica's practice room or warm-up room before the show. So take a look. They got some pretty fancy gear around here. This is badass. So we are hanging out backstage at the TD Bank North Garden with a yawning James Hetfield.
What?
Did you just wake up?
I took a nap on the way here.
Did you? Did you get caught in the snow?
No, it wasn't too bad. Well, we had to land at a different airport, so it was about a hour drive.
Where did you land? Did you land up in Manchester? You don't even know. You were asleep.
We landed at the not close one.
Yeah. Well, Metallica is one of the only bands I know that would have the balls to schedule a show in the middle of the worst season to have a show in New England.
Hey, someone's got to play. Come on. We got to challenge our fans to come out in this weather.
Well, the first thing I got to do is congratulate you on getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It just got announced. You must be really excited.
It is quite an honor, and I didn't know how it would... You know, you kind of get these... You think ahead a little bit. It's like, how am I going to feel for that? You know, because we just did it. We got to play for Black Sabbath at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then you hear bands like the Sex Pistols giving the big FU and all that.
Well, even Ozzy didn't want to get into the Hall of Fame.
It's kind of weird. It's like, you know what? Yeah, okay, it seems a bit corporate. These guys just made it up. A bunch of old farts putting this list together and blah blah blah. But now you think about it, it's like, you know what? There's a lot of good company in there. And if this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I want to be in it, I find it a great honor, and especially the fact that we're alive to see it. First of all, we're not dead, and then you get in, and we're still somewhat relevant.
You're going in on
really
top.
Good. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Have you? Are you involved at all with the process of who gets to take part in your induction? Do you get to choose what artists get to go up and play your songs?
I don't think so. I think they choose who induces you. Inducts you. I've been induced. Inducts you. Good thing I write the lyrics, right? Inducts you. I think they choose, but if you find them very offending or horrific, I think we can say so. But
so we're not going to see like Christina Aguilera up there singing "Seek and Destroy" or something.
Well, that would not be good.
Yeah, that would be bad.
For anyone, really.
I have to ask you, just because there have been a few members of Metallica that are no longer in the current lineup, have you thought at all, obviously you have, but what are the plans as far as including Cliff in the ceremony and then obviously Jason Newsted as well?
Yeah, absolutely. They've been a part of this recording band, and I guess really what it is 25 years after your first album, that's when they recognize you. So whoever's played on a Metallica album should be there. Simple as that.
When it comes to the band and the history of the band, you guys have gone through basically everything a band can go through. And I wanted to ask you, especially after the last album cycle with Saint Anger, you guys really exposed yourselves in a lot of different ways with the movie, and you really tried a lot of different things musically with Saint Anger that some people loved, some people were very critical of the band. Now that you're in a different place with Death Magnetic, do you look back at any of that and say, oh, I wish we hadn't done that?
I can't play that, I want to change the past game. it all got us to where we are right now. You know, if we didn't go through all that struggle at that time, or you know, if we didn't get a little lost, possibly on Saint Anger, we wouldn't have got back to, you know, the essence on this record. All these things happen for a reason, and I think the main thing for us, and that we do notice and are grateful for, is the passion around Metallica. And like you said, some people either love it or hate it. It's like there's no, it's okay, you know. People
They have an opinion.
They do have an opinion, and that to me says we're doing something right. That we're stirring up emotion in people.
This was a big year for rock and roll in general, and I've been calling it the trifecta. That if you had asked me at this point last year if I expected Metallica, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses to all come out with an album in 2008, I would have told you would lose every dollar in a bet if you went to Vegas. But to be in that company and have these three huge core rock bands come out, and to have the albums all be really good.
Wow, well, good. Thank you. I love the fact that rock is alive and well and coming back, and not just rock, but heavy rock. There's a lot of, you know, thrash bands, underground stuff that is just, it's bubbling over the top, and a lot of people are taking notice of that. So there's a big rise in heavy music again, and we're glad to be one of the, I guess, bands in the forefront kicking the door down again. So.
Well, I just think it's cool that over the years, especially, you know, with bands like AC/DC or any of you guys, you take a few years in between albums, and people miss that, and then all of a sudden you see these young bands that come out that sound just like you guys, and for you guys to come out with an album that is so damn good that it's got to kind of feel good to, you know, kind of look back at the kids and be like, nice try, guys, but we're Metallica. This is our sound.
Yeah. Well, God bless competition. You know, competition is a great motivator. Fear is a great motivator. Fear, you know, that some young band's going to take the crown. It's great to have that feeling, and it takes you to another level. You know, having a band like Machine Head out here, they're unbelievable, and they're great. They deliver the goods every night. They're great guys, incredible players, write great songs, and it's a kicking our ass to watch them.
You have to be good if you're going to open for Metallica, because your fans have been famous for almost killing whoever had the balls to go on the stage before you guys.
Right. Well, it takes a certain kind of band or certain kind of person to accept that kind of loyalty, you know, of a band. You can't really fight it. You have to play into it, and a lot of these bands have found that, you know, as soon as they say we're the hugest Metallica fans ever, then they've got the audience. You know, you got to become part of the family.
I have to ask you where you went to mentally in preparation for the recording sessions of Death Magnetic. How did you guys manage to go back to the core that everybody was waiting for? Did you guys, you know, specifically sit down with the producer, or was this just a meeting amongst the four of you? How did you guys do that?
Well, we got in Lars's mom's car and drove back to the old house.
Did you really?
Put on our bullet belts.
No, you didn't. Come on.
We ate McDonald's. Come on. We mentally, when we sat down with Rick Rubin, he said, "Here's the mission," and it took a little while to sink in. It's like, wait a minute, this is like reliving the past. This is so un-Metallica. You know, we're on this fear kick. If we have to stay relevant by exploring and keep moving forward and trying new things, you know, how can we go backwards? He says, don't go backwards. Grab the essence from back then. And that was the hunger. That was, you know, a lot of the reasons why you're playing. You need to impress people. You need, you know, the main thing was write a set list because you want to get signed. You know, pretend you're not signed or whatever it took. And we kind of got that. We kind of got that. And once we wrote the first couple of riffs and songs around that, then it made sense to us. You know, we were pretty fearful of repeating ourselves. That's kind of the artist, curse, repeat yourself and you've lost it or something. But we really took what essence we needed from the past and obviously added where we are now with it.